So very frequently, what we see when we start attacking the arm saddle is there are two main things from this position which are going to determine my next offensive step. It's going to be whether he's clasping his hands to his thigh or he's clasping his hands together, or, and this is more relevant for the next move we're going to look at, or whether his posture is low or whether his posture is high. Okay, yeah, bring your posture very, very high. Yeah. Now there comes a point, guys, where his posture becomes so high that any offense I attempt to generate against his upper body is just a losing effort at that point, okay? Come back down again. At which point, we're gonna shift into an attack on his legs, all right? Whenever his upper body raises, his lower body becomes vulnerable, all right? So when I feel like his upper body, so come back down. The threat of the arm lock and all the various attacks here make him want to posture up. And when he postures up, what happens is I gain an opportunity to first, I take my left hand, guys, I grip at his hamstring, and then my right hand passes and I connect my hands together. Now my left leg is like a shield here. So right now he's raising his posture, but what might happen is he might recognize, oh, okay, he's about to go into my leg, so he might start trying to crush you again. So yeah, I'll come back down. That would be too late at that point for me. So what I want is my left leg, the knee is pushing him away, so I have just enough time to take this foot. So guys, right now it's on this hip, and I pass it to this hip. So look, we're in a K guard now. So I went from here to here, and now this leg is pushing him away, and I want to switch to my, if I can, we won't always have the space for this, but if I can, I want to switch to my foot, okay? So I switch to my foot, now I pull the knee on top of my chest, like so. Now we go into the same K guard, backside 50-50 entry that we did before, where now I can pass off very easily into a heel hook, okay? So let's look at that whole thing again. So we started off by gaining an entry into the arm saddle by first threatening his legs by virtue of an elevation, right? So I'm here and I elevate him. He recognizes the threat against his legs, so he defensively responds by sitting his weight back. As he sits his weight back, I gain an entanglement of his arm with a shoulder crunch, okay? From this shoulder crunch, I transition into an arm saddle position. And now, the threat of the arm saddle allows me to gain access to the legs once again. Let's take a look at that transition again. So guys, it starts off here. So it starts with this left hand, I grab. The reason why it starts with the left hand is because I can maintain my grip on his arm still with my right hand if I start with the left hand, right? If I start with the right hand, he's kind of probably just gonna pull out exactly like that, yeah. So we wanna start here. So posture high, posture high. So I start here, and then I switch to this grip. And as I do that, guys, it's this shin which is acting as my barrier. This is not a long-term barrier, but it's good initially. It's a very simple motion. I just need enough time to make that movement, okay, guys? So I go here. Once I'm here, my next goal is I want to get the knee on top of my chest. See how my knee here is pushing him away? Okay, and if I can, I want to get my foot in. The foot's obviously going to be even stronger, okay? The knee can get the job done too, though. If you don't have enough space to get the foot in, the knee can get the job done 100%. But if possible, the foot will be even better. Now, this foot, it's in a K guard. It passes off down here so that now I can ensure there's enough space for me to make my outside reap into the backside 50-50, okay? So I'll pick this knee up once more. So we're here, guys, and I gain access to the backside 50-50, okay? So we'll show that once more. So the main takeaway I want you guys to get from this sequence is how we're connecting offense against his lower body into his upper body, back into his lower body. See how one thing is connecting to the other, right? Does that make sense, guys? And it's all about the threats, right? We're trying to create dilemmas for him where if I go, let's imagine I go into a match and he knows I just want the leg lock. The whole time, I just chase the leg over and over and over again, and it's like, you never get anything. But instead, I go from legs to arms, then I can go back to his legs. Then maybe down the line, I can go back into his arms. You know, whatever we need ultimately to get the submission that we're looking for, okay? All right, this is like a much, much higher percentage way to think about going after leg locks, all right? Anyway, let's get started, guys. 1, 2, 3.